hope and promise was a sight to behold. The Knicks came together to play terrific team basketball under their demanding head coach.
It started with the commitment to play for each other, the commitment to win. The togetherness was special with that team, but we have to have the understanding you start all over each year. So last year was last year, this year is this year. Every year it's a new and different challenge, and so we start with how quickly can we all get onto the same page, and then reestablish building with fundamentals, and then concentrate on that daily improvement. And if we're all doing the right things each and every day, giving everything we have, I think the results will take care of themselves.
The next step begins tonight. The returning core joined by important new faces. Preseason action, Knicks basketball back on MSG. On a Tuesday night in New York City at Madison Square Garden, once again it's time for New York Knicks basketball, presented by Chase. As the Knickerbockers kick off their 4-game preseason schedule against the Indiana Pacers. As the Knicks take the floor with plenty of optimism. Glad to be playing an opponent as opposed to playing against each other for the past week as they take the floor. And good evening, everyone. Along with Clyde Frazier, Mike Breen on hand, Rebecca Harlow with us as well. We are so excited once again to welcome you back to Knicks basketball on MSG. Again, a season with a lot of potential, and I'm so excited once again I get to sit next to you this year. Clyde, how was your summer?
Terrific, Mike. Tumultuous times with the virus, but I kind of made the best of it in St. Croix. Getting ready for the season, though. I'm coming back percolated, and I'm really optimistic about what the Knicks did last season. Hopefully it can continue starting now.
It was just a little over 4 months ago where the Knicks lost that Game 5 to the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, although that certainly was a disappointing way for the season to end. It was a terrific season. What a turnaround, Clyde. And what's important for them that they can take from last year into this season?
Defense. That was the catalyst. Teamwork, camaraderie. The guys really liked each other, so I think those are the things that catapulted them. I think they have the right coach who held them accountable for their defensive prowess and their teamwork. So that has to be the key again this season as well.
Of course, the Knicks did not stand pat. They made some changes in the roster. 2 very important new faces, Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, will be in the starting lineup for the Knicks at least to start the season. Let's start with Walker. Your thoughts there?
Still a bona fide player, injury prone, only 43 games that he played last season due to those injuries. Career averages right there, folks, 19, 4, and 4. He still has it, but he must stay healthy.
Meanwhile, Fournier coming over after last year spending time in Orlando and Boston.
Well, Bullock, he's going to be compared to that. The Knicks are swapping Bullock defense for this guy's offense. He can create off the bounce, a good 3-ball shooter, 6'6", elusive. So what the Knicks are doing now, they're a much better offensive team with Walker and Fournier, but they're going to have to still focus on the defense, as I alluded to, Mike, to get back to the playoffs.
Again, plenty of optimism, but also many questions to be answered, much like last year. And the Knicks certainly did answer quite a few of them, including Julius Randle. One of the best seasons in Knicks franchise history when you look at what he did overall for the club from start to finish. All-NBA second team, most improved player, all-star. It's quite fascinating to watch what Randle does this year. So excited to be back. Fans here in the stands at Madison Square Garden as we kick off another year. Knicks basketball on MSG coming up.
The building is on fire with the Knicks set to tip off in just a few minutes. But first, welcome inside the Squarespace studio, everybody. I am Rebecca Harlow. Now, one of the themes coming out of training camp that's most important is that this Knicks team is fired up to build on the culture and the chemistry that they established last season. And that, of course, starts with defense. If you take a look at the numbers, it was one of the best seasons in Knicks history in terms of points allowed, field goal percentage, and three-point percentage. Gotta love all those number ones, right? But if the Knicks want to remain one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, what's it going to take? Here's Coach Thibodeau's answer.
Togetherness and competitiveness it really is what is required to have a sound defense, and you need everyone tied together. It's very difficult to guard guys one-on-one in this league, and so if you have one guy's not doing their job, it'll break the defense down. So everyone has to be committed to it. They have to be aware, alert, and understand what's going on.
As for tonight's defensive anchor, Taj Gibson is set to make the start, and coach says we'll see a lot of Jericho Sims so the team can evaluate how he fits in. Nerlens Noel is out precautionarily with a sore left knee, and Mitchell Robinson is still coming back from foot surgery. Stay with us. We've got Tip right here on MSG.
The new season underway here at Madison Square Garden as the Knicks and Pacers each playing their first preseason game. Starting lineups for the Knicks: Barrett, Randall, Gibson, and the new backcourt: Fournier and Walker, Jeremy Lamb, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, and Justin Holiday for the Pacers, who are without some key players. But Kemba Walker is now a New York Knick from the Bronx and Rice High School. He has said he has felt the love, Clyde, walking around New York and hearing from the fans, and for him a dream come true to come back to New York and play for his hometown team.
And one of 3 native New Yorkers on the team now, Mike. Gibson the other, along with Toppin, those guys out of Brooklyn, and Walker out of Queens, so he's happy to be here. Took a circuitous route to get here in 11 years, but the Knicks fans are delighted to have him.
Of course, as you mentioned, the key question for Walker, that left knee that's been giving him problems the last couple of years. If Walker can stay healthy, what a boost he can be to this team.
You're talking of healthy. The Pacers might be the most unlucky team in the league, Mike, when it comes to the injuries. You can go back to 2011 when they had a guy named Danny Granger. His career was cut short. Paul George, Victor Oladipo, Karis LeVert now, he's out. T.J. Warren. So all these guys are good players, but injuries have derailed them.
Well, their best player right now is that man right there, Sabonis, an all-star last couple of years, and he scores the first bucket of the game.
Sabonis averaged 20, 12, and 6 last season. Second consecutive season of being an all-star.
As we said at the top, for a lot of teams, you're so glad to play an opponent. For the past week, they've been beating up on each other at practice against their teammates as Gibson misses his first shot attempt.
Sabonis second in rebounding last season, 12 a game, and 6 assists. Finding Holiday that time, creating off the glass.
Beautiful backdoor cut. He faked R.J. Barrett, and Holiday puts the Pacers up. And Holiday, a good defender, guarding Walker. Julius Randle for 3, his first shot an air ball, as Walker tries to track it down but stepped out of bounds. And Clyde, as your career went on, from when you were a rookie to later on, you had different agendas in the preseason, correct?
Yeah, you just don't get injured. Mike. You're just trying to get you. Well, these guys are different. They're in shape now, Mike. We didn't have the training and philosophy that they had. None of the big guys were in shape when they came to camp. But the backcourt guys were in a little shape. But you use the preseason games to get in shape, actually.
Good rebound by Randall. Quick outlet to Walker.
We should play as many as 16 preseason games.
Oh, my goodness. That's horrific.
And none were ever in Madison Square Garden.
R.J. Barrett misses the 3. Ball tipped to Jeremy Lamb. And again, as Clyde mentioned, T.J. Warren and Karis LeVert both out. Warren's been out since January when he had foot surgery. He only played 4 games last year, and they're concerned about that. So he's still a ways away. LeVert could be back. Not going to play in preseason, but could be back for them early in the regular season. And an offensive foul call on Miles Turner. They call it on Sabonis on the screen.
Turner, shot blocker extraordinaire, led the league in shot blocking this season, 3.5 per game. So both teams looking for harmony on the offense, especially the Knicks. Previously, Randall, a UFO from the corner.
Walker makes his drive, gets past Brogdon, gets inside. Kemba Walker for the first bucket, albeit a preseason one, but it's got to feel good.
Walker, shrewd, clever, slick, the little big man, only 6 feet tall, but plays much bigger as he penetrates and creates.
There's Lamb, back out to Turner. Turner goes inside, lays it up and in. Wide open defensively that time.
We mentioned his defensive prowess. He averaged 12 points last season, 6 rebounds. So he's trying to improve his 3-ball shooting. So are the Pacers and the Knicks.
Well, the Knicks were an excellent 3-point shooting team. Nice feed, Barrett to Gibson. Knicks shot the 3 well last year, but one of the goals this year is to shoot more 3s.
Yeah, the Knicks were in the lower echelon, only 30 attempts per game.
They were 26th in the league in attempts per game.
What about the Warriors, Mike? 69 threes attempted the other night.
They're back. Barrett, good drive, can't finish. Sabonis pushes the other way. Sabonis, an excellent ball handler, excellent passer. Gibson knocks it out of his hands. Last touch by the Knicks.
Sabonis not protecting the ball with his body. He's 6'11", Gibson 6'9". Good sleight of hand by Gibson. Not going for the shenanigans of Sabonis, so Pacers have it underneath.
You heard Rebecca say that Nerlens Noel sitting this one out. And Taj Gibson, talk about the great insurance policies. Brogdon misses. Jeremy Lamb the rebound.
Lamb, another guy bedeviled by injuries last season.
Brogdon to Sabonis. Sabonis, nice feed inside to Holiday. Good ball movement here from Indiana. Long rebound comes out. Fournier able to get it. Walker to Barrett. Barrett, three-pointer is good.
They're expecting big things out of Barrett this season. Coach has been raving about his tenacious work ethic. Fournier, good D that time by Fournier.
Well, Julius Randle's spectacular season in some ways overshadowed Barrett and his improvement. As Randle, the NBA's most improved player, goes right at Sabonis. Forced up the layup, looking to draw a foul.
Sabonis doing a good job hounding him. Now,
Taj Gibson called for the foul there. But from rookie year to last year, all the numbers, Clyde, the shooting numbers jumping up.
And the confidence. And he's talking about now trying to replace Bullock, Mike, on the defense. He has the prolific forward now that Reggie's no longer a Knick.
Well, Bullock was the Knicks' best perimeter defender. And an offensive foul called on Malcolm Brogdon. Good defensive work there from Kemba Walker.
Walker showing no ill effects of the problem with his knee. Right here doing a good job getting over the screen with gusto.
Kemba Walker's always amongst the leaders in charges drawn. Last year, I believe he was number 1. Walker gets inside, pulls up, foul line jumpers, got it. He can flat out score, and that's something the Knicks certainly needed at times last year.
Previously swooping and hooping, this time dancing and prancing in the paint.
Brogdon throws up a 3, way off, and the rebound goes to Randle.
Pacers without continuity.
Fournier.
Yeah, good job by Holiday on his case.
Randle on the drive, kicks it out. Fournier, a corner 3. 10 straight points by the Knicks. And a quick timeout by Rick Carlisle, who's back in Indiana.
Yeah, Fournier, the 3-ball propelling the Knicks. So Walker has a couple of 2 balls. RJ a 3-ball, and this time the Frenchman, a little bon appetit right in front of the Knicks bench as you see Walker this time. And this is Fournier. The shortest 3-ball, 22 feet away in the corner as the Pacers talk it over.
It's actually kind of surreal, you know. Not everybody gets a chance to play professionally in their home city. It was just like goosebumps running through my body, like just this feeling that is kind of indescribable, you know. Yeah, it's crazy, you know. Growing up a Knicks fan, yeah, it's kind of surreal to know that I'm about to be playing at MSG every single night.
He's 31 years old. He's going to be 32 in May. The Knicks are his 3rd NBA team as Turner with a nice up and under move. And of course, Walker had some of the greatest games of his career back when he was in college here at UConn, winning those 5 games in 5 days on the way to the national championship back in 2011.
Yeah, that catapulted him into the national spotlight for sure. Randle trying to find his game.
And knocks it down, so all 5 Knicks starters have scored. That's the thing, Clyde. Randle, he had to score a lot every night last year for the Knicks to win. He might not have to do that this year because he's got some help as Holiday drills a 3.
Yeah, he should have plenty of help. The game should become a little easier for Randle now. People can space the court, open it up for him. This guy, of course, can do that off the bounce.
Well, Fournier was quick to talk about that the other day, in that he's not just a perimeter shooter that can put it on the floor, drive to the basket, be a playmaker as well. Jeremy Lamb comes up short, fight for the rebound, goes to Randle.
Randle averaged 10 bounds last season.
Gibson Taj Gibson knocks down the three-pointer. Gibson doesn't take a lot of threes. He only took 15 all last year. Hit 3 of them. That puts the Knicks up by 6.
But that time shooting with a lot of confidence and not hesitating. Devastating. Randall with the steal.
Brogdon tries to take it away, but Randall able to hold on.
You can see Randall now on top of the game. He started the game with an air ball, missed the layup. Now he scored his last 2 hoops.
Well, this Knicks fan base fell in love with this team last year for a number of reasons, as Brogdon comes up short. But the number one reason Knicks fans have always been in love with defense, and this team, one of the best defensive teams in the league last year. Walker way off. He's got a big smile on his face as he runs down the floor.
And the team might forget about defense, Mike, but their coach will not. So they'll be playing defense, folks.
Did Holiday just bank that in from the corner?
He did, off the glass. Second consecutive 3-ball by Holiday. So he was laughing with the serendipity.
R.J. Barrett misses the 3.
It's been a vacillating pace. Back and forth we go.
Knicks last year finished a foul on Barrett. Knicks finished 4th in the East. Meanwhile, the Pacers finished 9th. They were in the play-in tournament. They beat Charlotte in the first game, but then lost to Washington. Alec Burks is going to come in, and Derrick Rose as well for the Knicks. Nice ovation for both players.
Crowd in a very festive mood, serenading their Knicks and their favorite players.
Well, the Knicks' Leon Rose wanted a lot of continuity from last year's team. So Burks and Rose back signing. They were instrumental off the bench. Rose quick to the basket, deflected out of bounds by Holiday.
Yeah, both guys getting 3-year deals. Rose around $40 million, Burks around $30 million. So good penetration, but Pacers the good hands on the D. So Burks to inbound right in front of Celebrity Road.
Well, Derrick Rose last year when he was acquired, he really changed everything, Clyde.
Yep, remember, Mike, he only played 35 games as a Knick.
Yep. Fournier drives, draws some contact, knocks it down, and 1.
We mentioned the creativity of the Frenchman bouncing and announcing this time. And he's doing it over the best shot blocker in the league. Well, Turner did not attempt to block the shot, but Fournier would try to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Manuel quickly's going to come in. He always gets a nice ovation. Fournier, by the way, so a nice start. He's hit 2 of his first 3 shots. As quickly's going to come in, I believe. Yeah, the next whistle.
Fournier averaged 70 points last season with the Celtics.
Clyde, when he was traded last year from Orlando to Boston, his first game with the Celtics, he did not exactly make a good impression. He was 0 for 10 from the field. Much better start, although again, it's just a preseason game.
See, he's taken to New York, Mike, riding the subway. Turner has been outstanding offensively.
And Lamb, a nice pass. Turner's got 6 points. 6-point Knick lead. Fournier, and fouled on a 3-point attempt. Jeremy Lamb does not like the call. And 3 free throws for Fournier. He's a good free throw shooter for his career, 80%.
And that's the pressure Fournier puts on you with the 3-ball. So previously the old-fashioned 3-point play. This time the conventional one as he goes to the line. So he should make life easier for all the Knicks, especially Randall. We mentioned he can space the floor. So, remember, folks, the Knicks were last in pace last season, so this guy, Walker and Fournier, should improve on that.
That's Jericho Sims, number 45, the rookie out of Texas. 2nd-round pick who had some real impressive moments in the Summer League. Again, you can never get too carried away by Summer League performances, but they liked his energy, how hard he played. A little small ball. Well, he gets his first NBA opportunity.
You saw Turner talking to him. Turner from Texas as well. Saw alma mater.
So quickly can't get in the game because Fournier keeps getting to the line. Knicks up by 9, and a good start. Good harassment defense from Burks, and he comes up with a steal. Alley-oop inside for Sims. Burks and Sims in the first bucket for the rookie.
Sims has uncanny leaping ability, rising and surprising him that time.
Turner from outside. Duarte, the rookie, out to Brogdon, who nails the three. Chris Duarte, the number 3 for Indiana, the rookie from Oregon. They love and think that he has a chance to be right into the rotation and be an impact player. Derrick Rose up and under. Sweet move from Rose.
Feline quickness along the baseline for Rose. Brogdon looking to shake him up now, baseline.
There's Duarte. The Knicks liked him. We're thinking of drafting him, but he got drafted early. Throws up a brick that time. You'll see some very uneven performances in the first several preseason games. As Rose's floater misses, nearly gets his own rebound.
Sabonis showing versatility.
Drives down, foul, and one.
Yeah, he's 6'11", bringing it up, creating havoc. Let's take a look at Rose, though. Always hell-bent to get to the hoop. 6'2", defiant this time off the glass. And the Knicks are talking it over.
There's the NBA's Coach of the Year. As we remind you, individual game tickets for all home games this season on sale now at thenix.com to plan your trip to the world's most famous arena. Good start here to the preseason for the Knicks. The young Knicks fans enjoying it.
Tibbs, his second time as Coach of the Year, Mike.
Yes, sir, as we check in with Rebecca.
Well, Mike, with Emmanuel quickly checking in, he said one of his goals this season is to become a more consistent player at the point guard position so that he can play interchangeably alongside guys like Derrick Rose and Alec Burks. Now, we saw some of that last year, but now quickly really wants to be just as effective at either position. So he spent a lot of time this summer working on his ball handling skills, and his teammates have taken notice. When I asked Nerlens Noel about a few things that stood out to him so far over training camp, one of the first things he noted, Quickly and his handling skills. Talking to Quickly about it, he says, I want to be a leader on the floor. I want to do everything. As Obi Toppin hits a nice bucket there. But guys, Quickly's really worked on that point guard spot. We'll see how that pays off this season.
Played a lot of minutes in the summer league at the point guard, and mixed results at times, but he's really come a long way.
What about handling skills? That time Toppin up the court, manipulating, weaving, and achieving.
Duarte gets inside, his shot short. Obi Toppin right there gets the rebound.
That was a problem last season with Toppin trying to create off the dribble. So it looked like he's improved.
Well, he had his best moments in many cases in the postseason. Fakes, drives, kicks it back up top to Rose. Rose shot the ball well from 3 last year. That one in and out.
It was an aberration for Rose. Normally not a good 3-baller.
Do you hear this crowd? They're like, ooh and on every play. Here in preseason, nice feed inside. There's the other rookie, Isaiah Jackson, the rookie from Kentucky. Rick Carlisle says Duarte and Jackson have a chance to be so good. And again, will play important minutes for this Pacer team. Quickly with a sweet move off the glass.
Yeah, good manipulation by IQ. Running and stunning them. The pace has quickened. TJ along the baseline.
Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Rose, quick outlet quickly. Torrey Craig, a new member of the Pacers, guarding him. Toppin launches a 3. Well, there's no doubt, at least here in the opening quarter, Clyde, the Knicks have made an effort to push the pace.
Yep, we mentioned they were last in pace last season. Doing a good job now, up tempo.
There's McConnell, who was an excellent bench player last year. Got a $34 million contract because of it.
Also, Nick Nemesis, Mike, especially when he's with the Sixers.
He had a buzzer beater down in Philadelphia to beat them once. Quickly for 3, way off. Alec Burks tries and connects.
A little serendipity for Burks, just standing there counting the house. Ball bounced right to him.
Duarte comes right back. We mentioned about Summer League, you don't get carried away, but Duarte very impressive in the Summer League. He's like NBA ready. He's 24.
And we mentioned the 3-ball, how it's changed the game now, folks. Everybody wants to shoot the 3.
Moving screen on Toppin. And that's the first Knick turnover. That was an area that was very helpful last year. Knicks were 6th in the NBA in terms of turnovers, under 13 per game. And Tom Thibodeau with his first
rant of the season.
And the three ball, Knicks averaged about 33s a game. That's in the lower echelon. So they're trying to improve their attempts. They were among the leaders in makes, but not takes.
Another tough step back. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jackson. They say last touch by Toppin. That appeared to be off the Pacers.
Pierce Jackson with an easy layup, keeping the ball alive. The Pacers get a second opportunity.
It's preseason for the officials, too. One of the best in the game. Zach Zarba is the crew chief, then a couple of young guys. One rookie, John Conley, and another G League ref who got called up, J.D. Rawls. They're the officials tonight. Duarte takes his time. And Jackson gets the rebound, but they run out of time. Well, first quarter was a fun one for the fans, so it doesn't look at look at Tom Thibodeau. But 10 Knicks played, 10 Knicks scored, and they threw up a big number. 36 points on 54% shooting. Preseason underway here at the Garden. Welcome back. New York Knicks basketball presented by Chase. First quarter of the first preseason game is done. Knicks look sharp. Gear up for the 75th anniversary season. Visit shop.msg.com for exclusive merchandise that you can only find at the official online store of the Knicks. Visit shop.msg.com today.
Yeah, very vociferous Knick crowd here tonight. Oohs and ahs, as Mike alluded to, with the vacillating pace that we have going in this game.
Well, again, one of the strengths for the Knicks, Clyde, and you mentioned it, is their depth. This is a very deep Knick team. 10 players already played, all scored. You're going to see that in preseason more than the normal rotation. This Quickly's floater bounces off on go. Rebound, Torrey Craig. O'Shea Brissett, the third-year man who played his college ball at Syracuse. He's in the game for the first time.
Oh, good shot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Drew some contact. Burks bumped into him. Chance for a three-point play from the 24-year-old rookie.
Yeah, manipulating, devastating. Watch the little shake and bake at the end right there. The head fake gets him in the air. And the finish, so he's shooting one as well.
One of the best players in college basketball last year for Oregon. He was born in the Dominican Republic. Moved to the United States when he was 16. Upstate New York. Went to high school up in Troy. And then went all the way out west, played at Oregon. An excellent college player, boy.
And he's looking good here. An auspicious debut at the Garden.
Quickly, Rose, Toppin, Burks, and Sims out there. Obi Toppin. And that's going to open up a lot of things if he can hit from the perimeter, Clyde.
And if he can create off the bounce, which we're seeing right now, exuding a lot of confidence in his game.
Brissett misses. Remember last year, Clyde, when Toppin would get the ball, he releases down the other end, throws it down. He brings that athleticism.
Razzle dazzle now by Toppin.
But remember how last year, as soon as he touched the ball last year, he was looking to get rid of it.
Yep.
You just see the difference already. You saw it in Summer League, which he didn't have an opportunity to play before his rookie season.
The IQ could go back to him. He's made two straight. You got, as a point guard, you've got to know who's hot and who's not.
Derrick Rose kicks it out. Nice setup for Alec Burks. Knicks have hit 5 3-pointers. They have 43 points already, and we haven't even played 14 minutes.
Dishing and swishing now, feasting in front of their bench. A lot of the three balls 22 feet away. Good defense now by the Knicks. Hear those sneakers squealing.
Well, Rick Carlisle, talking about his young team, said a key for them to turn it around and get better defensively. They've got some good offensive players when they're healthy. And as McConnell can't get it to go, Sims the rebound.
Pacers playing no defense right now.
Burks up and under.
Toppin.
And Brissett fouled before the follow. So free throws for Alec Burks.
So the Pacers are not getting back in transition. Previously, Toppin slamming and jamming. Yeah, let's take a look at what happened. IQ head up, eyes wide open. Toppin the beneficiary. Ferocity with that dunk. And now Burks again releasing. He's fouled. He's at the line for 2.
Burks re-signed with the Knicks, 3 years, $30 million. The third year is a team option. As Walker's going to come back in, Rose will sit down. Rose won't play extensive minutes.
And you'll see a lot of that this season, the rotation between those two. Rose has already said it's Walker's team to start, Mike. What do you think of that? Remind me of Earl Apparel when he came to New York.
The two of them have talked about each other in such reverential terms that, I mean, there's such mutual respect. And Rose he's at a great place in terms of his mindset, Clyde. A former MVP, he just wants to play a role on a good team as Jackson throws it down on a nice feed from McConnell.
And he realized he's lucky to be here, Mike. He was ready to retire a few years ago. And now coming back with vintage play is Rose. And Walker has said that D. Rose is why he was willing to sign with the Knicks. So
Sims is fouled.
So that operative word you mentioned, Mike, respect, mutual respect. That's what Earl Apparel and I had and why it worked for us. So it looked like it's going to work for Walker and Rose as well.
So look at this young man, Jericho Sims. He's going to be 23 later this month. Played 4 years at Texas, a second-round pick.
Is he currently on the roster? He won't make the. He's going to make the active roster.
He signed a two-way contract, so he's definitely on the team. Knicks still have one roster spot, and players such as Bacon or Wayne Selden.
We won't go hungry this year, Mike. Oh, boy, Bacon.
So Sims hits a free throw. Duarte kicks it out. And Craig misses.
See, I like IQ keeping his head up. Previously, Toppin was the beneficiary.
Quickly from deep, way off. There's Craig. Nice advance pass.
Not a good move by Toppin. See, he should stay with the man. He went for the steal. They made him pay.
Toppin running down the other end. Layup. Shot won't go. Brissett able to defend. Tom Thibodeau thought there was a foul. Here's McConnell. Oh, nice little hesitation stutter move.
Yeah. Knicks looking. O'Connell cooking off the bounce.
So 16-point lead has been cut to 12, and Tom Thibodeau is going to talk with his team. Pretty good pace for the first preseason game.
Yeah, we like it. Back and forth we go. Dishing, switching. Fans being well entertained tonight.
Knicks up a dozen here early second quarter of the first preseason game against a Pacer team with a new head coach, who was an old head coach. After 13 years with Dallas, Rick Carlisle stepped down and took over his second time. He's the head coach of the Indiana Pacers. First time he was the head coach, that was back in 2003 to 2007. Had some success. They won 61 games his first year. Then that second year was the Palace Brawl that changed the direction of that franchise for a while. But he is back again. Says he loved the organization, the Simon ownership, and he did not waste any time after leaving Dallas. It's their third coach in a year as Kemba Walker knocks it down. Nate Bjorkgren was let go after a year, after they had fired Nate McMillan last August. So they've actually had 3 head coaches in less than a season.
Yeah, they've had trouble getting past the first round in the playoffs. They had Vogel also did a good job there, but he had the same problem McMillan had.
Brogdon, nice move to the basket. Frank Vogel's team did advance, got to a couple of conference finals, but Nate McMillan's team lost early. And McMillan, of course, did a fabulous job with Atlanta last year after taking over for Lloyd Pierce.
And Pierce, ironically, is now
he's with Carlisle.
The Pacers.
Here's Turner.
Turner's had a good game scoring, creating off the bounce, and a 3-ball as well.
Brogdon, nice feed inside. Brogdon, just a terrific, smart player.
Yeah, very underrated is Brogdon. Averaged 21 points to lead them in scoring last season.
Of course, that was without T.J. Warren. As Gibson has it poked away.
Jeremy on the lam. Surrounded by Knicks.
Nice cross-court pass. Sabonis gathers, shot in and out.
Sabonis not in the low post. He's on the perimeter now.
Well, he's improved on his three-point shooting, as a lot of big men have.
Randall looking to tantalize.
Fournier there showing off the bounce as he draws the foul. He went right at Jeremy Lamb.
Fournier very aggressive. So let's take a look at Lamb right there. A little encroachment by Lamb, sending Fournier to the line again. Normally doesn't take a lot of free throw attempts, folks.
Fournier, meanwhile, he's going to be 29 later this month. This is now his 10th year in the league. The Knicks are his 4th team. They signed him to a 4-year, $78 million deal. Again, that 4th year, the team has the option. But he always said, as you mentioned, Clyde, he loved coming to New York as a visitor. He said it's always been his favorite place, but now that he has his family here, it's just a whole nother different experience, and he's just enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it's really reveling in the greatest city in the world. I was reading his parents were judo experts, Mike.
Yes, his father was a national judo athlete of the year 4 times.
Sabonis' dad was a bona fide player in the league as well. And I was reading where Carlisle was the assistant coach at Portland when Sabonis' father played there. Yep. And he remembered this kid being born, folks.
Well, Carlisle was an assistant in New Jersey, in Portland, in Indiana. Of course, he played with Boston, won a title in '86 with the Celtics, had that parts of one season with the Knicks, and then with the Nets, it was Bill Fitch who got him into coaching. Terrific coach who won a title with the Dallas Mavericks back in 2011. Walker, nice. Oh, what a block from Sabonis. Turner at one end, Sabonis met him at the rim. An impressive defensive play.
Remember, Turner led the league in blocks last year, 3.5 a game. Sabonis 6'11", so is Turner, sandwiching Gibson that time. Hey, we will not hear that from the Brooklynites.
Fournier, nice little ball fake, step side, but can't hit, and Lamb grabs it.
Lamb 6'5" off the bounce.
And R.J. Barrett bumped him.
Yeah, Barrett having trouble with guys bouncing now. He's putting his hand on them, has to move his feet. So Lamb at the line for 2.
So as Lamb goes to the line, we check in with Rebecca.
Well, Mike and Clyde, you mentioned how Evan Fournier grew up around judo. So both of his parents, Francois and Miriam, were world-class judo competitors. And he said that that's had a big impact on who he is as a person. He said, I enjoy winning. I just think it was how I was brought up, in a fighter's family, around a lot of hard workouts, hard practices, guys throwing up because they're that tired. As a kid, it just kind of stays with you. It's part of who I am. I enjoy winning, I enjoy battling, and I enjoy competing. Sounds like a guy who Coach Thibodeau is going to enjoy quite a bit,
well,
gentlemen.
Of course, Thibodeau did some checking up. One of Tom Thibodeau's best friends is Steve Clifford, coach of the Orlando Magic for a while there. And Clifford, of course, coached Fournier and gave him a very high recommendation. Holiday fakes.
Pace is very persistent. Will not go away. They're back in this game.
The oldest Holiday brother knocks it down. He's become a really good player. Of course, Drew just won a championship. Nice feed inside. Gibson to Randall with a foul.
Inexplicably, the Pacers fouling Randall. Watch this. He was already rising for the hoop. And look at Turner. Just ill-advised. Sending Randall to the line for the three-point opportunity.
You saw Gibson seeing that coming a mile away. Nice assist. Knicks have 13 assists already, and there's 5:21 to play in the first half.
Randall, erratic game tonight.
Again, a thing for Randall, Clyde, he doesn't have to score 24, 25 a night. His passing was part of his impressive year last year. Good ball movement there from the Pacers, but Lamb misses badly.
Fournier not superstitious, wearing the number 13.
It's inside, lost it, got it back, trying to get it to Gibson. Well, that's some good defense there from Miles Turner.
Stumbling, bumbling that time. So Pacers, good sleight of hand. They will bring it up.
Only the second Knick turnover. Pacers only have 4. That's actually for For a preseason game, that's a good number. Normally you see those turnover numbers pretty high.
Yeah, especially all the guys that have participated, Mike.
Randall brings it up. Cross court, Fournier fakes. Randall launches a three-pointer.
Randall out of sync tonight with the three ball. Brogdon time to shake up.
Taj Gibson does a good job, but Turner gets a nice soft bounce.
Yeah, fourth shot for two of his bounce. Pacers are back. Pacers have tightened up their defense, folks. That's why they're getting back in the game.
R.J. Barrett, good steady jumper right there. His second field goal.
Barrett wants to add that stop and pop to his game. Sabonis still not looking to post.
Randall has to come out on Brogdon, knocks it away and comes up with a steal.
Second steal in the game for Randall.
Kemba Walker, good defensive play from Lamb. Boy, Tom Thibodeau is furious. Thought a foul should have been called. Fournier takes one down the other end.
Yeah, a lot of contact that time. No foul call. There's Tom.
He is letting the young official hear it.
Very belligerent on that call. Watch Walker get mauled here by Lamb. All right, it looked like he, I don't know, Mike. The ref was behind the action, so he couldn't get a good look.
Turner, a little out of control. Gibson bailed him out.
Turner, I think, lost 25 pounds, so he's very elusive off the bounce tonight. So doing a good job getting to the line, so he's shooting two.
Turner's still young. He's only 25, his 7th year. He's led the league in block shots twice, so that is clearly a strength. But he's, for a big guy, he's not a particularly strong rebounder.
Yeah, only 6 bounds a game, 12 points to 3.5 block shots, leading the NBA.
Talk last several years is, can Turner and Sabonis play together? He claims yes. He said we just needed time. We need time to play more together. But it's also, and Clyde, you talk about this all the time, that the continuity of having the same head coach. They've had 3 different head coaches in the past year, and it's hard to get that continuity with that. R.J. Barrett, impressive again.
Barrett's starting to find the range now. 2 consecutive hoops for him.
Brogdon finds some space, and a moving screen called on Turner.
Second time Turner's done that on Walker. Walker doing a good job getting over the screens with gusto. So the Knicks bring it up.
Kemba Walker, 6 points, 2 assists, and his Knicks debut here in the preseason.
Barrett in his element off the bounce. Oh,
Turner got a piece of it.
That's where Barrett, Mike, does not a good finisher. Look at the statistics. He has to really improve close to the hoop.
Years ago, that was considered a bad shot, what Brogdon took. But today's NBA, if you're wide open from 3, like Kemba Walker was, you knock it down. And Rick Carlisle wants a timeout.
A little shaking and baking by Walker behind the arc. Crowd in a frenzy. You see Walker, most of his action has come inside of the arc. This time tantalizing the Nets from downtown.
Decision, it was fairly simple. For me, it was about the commitment I made to this team, the commitment I made to the city. Of wanting to win here, wanting to win the championship here. This is a place I'm comfortable in, a place that I want to continue to be a part of and help build from the ground up. And then it also goes to my trust in, the front office and those guys and my trust in Tibbs. I feel like we're building something special here. This is where I want to be a part of.
In the way he structured his contract, a 4-year, $117 million, he saved the Knicks a lot of money. Took less than he could have. Glad he wanted to be a part of it here. And what he did last year was extraordinary. It's one of the great turnarounds and one of the great single seasons in Knicks franchise history.
Oh, yeah, Mike. First Knick to win the Most Improved Player Award.
Holiday knocks down another. And again, when you consider the year before, how he underachieved, but came back and right from the start Barrett gets inside, blocked by Turner, but that was off the glass, so a goaltend.
Teams allow Barrett to go to the left. He's a southpaw, so he's been thriving off the bounce going to the hoop.
And look at those numbers. He improved in every single aspect of the game. All the shooting performances, defensively, passing. Every single area he improved on. Brogdon misses. Good defense that time from Randall.
Plus, he only missed one game, folks. Played 71 of the 72 games, so a lot of durability as well.
Well, when you lead the NBA in minutes per game, that is huge. Availability has become or considered now a strength and a talent.
And resiliency and perseverance is propelling these Pacers now, as they will not go away. Stand on the Knicks' case.
The Knicks up 8 with 1:43 remaining. All right, time for the first of the season. Our trivia question brought to you by Cadillac. He's one of 5 players last year to average 20, 10, and 5. Who are the other 4? Well, one of them is playing in this game.
Yep.
Tweet your answer to hashtag Cadillac Trivia. And we'll have the answer in a little bit. It's so good to be back here in the Garden, Clyde, with fans. It's still, during the summer, thought quite a bit about those 3 games here during the playoffs against Atlanta were as emotional, I think, as any Knicks fans can remember. Listen, there were other games more important. There were finals games that were played here. But the emotion that came into this building on those nights after the pandemic, after fans being away for so long, it was an incredible atmosphere.
Yeah, provocative, compelling, and a New York thing, folks. Only in New York.
And we say it all the time. There is no fan base that deserved a good season like that. The Knicks fans so loyal. And this was a team that the fans just fell in love with because of the way they played, how hard they played, how they committed to defense, and how they played for each other.
And doing it without a bona fide superstar, a collective effort, tenacious defense, teamwork. The fans loved it. There's the catalyst right there.
He was the epitome of leadership from the coaching position.
They call him Mr. Tibbs.
That was a great movie, Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, I saw that in the notes. That was good.
In the Heat of the Night was the original. That was a spectacular movie. And R.J. Barrett gets fired up as he draws an offensive foul on Holiday.
Holiday has been badgering Barrett with the 3-ball. Rose is in there. He gets into the paint. Gibson has a 3-ball tonight. So does this man.
Holiday is on Randall. Gets him up in the air. Nice ball fake. Shot won't go.
Good job by Holiday not creating the foul. Former Knick. Holiday is 6'6", a good defender.
For an undrafted Holiday, he has carved himself out a really nice career.
Yeah, his brother's no longer on the team, Mike. Remember, Aaron was with them last year.
They traded him to Washington. As Randall tips it up and in.
That's what Randall's relentless effort on the glass. We mentioned averaging the 10 rebounds last season.
8 points, 6 boards, couple of assists for Julius Randle. Knicks back up by 10. A 65-point first half as we wind down the second.
The old foot trick by Brogdon. He's been held in check. Only 5 points tonight.
Not much of a trick. 8 turnovers for Indiana. Again, only 2 turnovers. You just can't get crazy about any stats in the preseason, but that's a good number. Barrett's jumper off the mark.
Especially for this pace, Mike. The pace that we've had is excellent for the Knicks. And we mentioned the number of players that have played. But what about Knox, Mike? This is the guy, Knox. It's going to be a tough year for him. Try to get some action.
Yep.
Come on.
Obi Toppin has moved ahead of him in the rotation last year and perhaps to start this year. Final seconds, Randall gets the jumper off and knocks it down as the buzzer sounds. He thought he got fouled too, but he'll take the 2 points. And a nice dramatic way for the first half to come to an end.
Randall finishing with the flurry. Previously the quantum leap with the tip in. This time tantalizing, mesmerizing with the duping and hooping.
Knicks put 67 points up on the board and only 2 turnovers. Well, the gang is back in the Delta MSG studio. Great to see Bill, Wally, and Alan. We'll have some halftime highlights, and Rebecca will talk with one of the Knicks assistants. Preseason opener here at the Garden. It's halftime.
Welcome back to Knicks basketball presented by Chase. The Knicks are up 12 at the half. And welcome inside the Squarespace studio, everybody. I am Rebecca Harlow alongside Johnny Bryant, Knicks assistant coach. 67 first half points. That's impressive. What stood out offensively?
The biggest thing was sharing the basketball. We're getting out on transition, getting fast break points, and we're moving the basketball on offense and playing with each other.
New look. Backcourt. You know, Knicks fans want to know what stands out to you about Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier.
I mean, they've been around the league for a long time, so they're seasoned vets. They know how to, play with anybody on the floor. You've seen that tonight. They're making plays for each other and also for themselves. The biggest thing we want them to do is be aggressive. You know, they've been in the league. They've been scorers their entire career, so just be who they are.
Aggressive they are tonight. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike, back to you.
All right, Rebecca. And Clyde, for you, what was your what part that piqued your interest?
I like the pace, Mike. The Knicks were last in pace last season. So they were getting the ball up, pushing the ball. IQ did a good job finding Toppin. Randall did a good job, quantum leaps off missed shots. So Walker, the mid-range game was going. And the Knicks played 10 players and look like they're going to go again with their starters. So the coach is serious in the first game.
And Taj Gibson starting. Nerlens Noel given the night off. Just a little precaution with the knee. And then Mitchell Robinson still not ready to play yet. Robinson, of course, had that injury-plagued season where first he broke his right hand, then he broke his right foot. It's healing well, but now conditioning's a part of it.
Pacers with their second unit out there now starting.
Fournier, the Knicks' leading scorer, gets it into Gibson, and nice layup, and the foul. Isaiah Jackson, the rookie, commits the personal.
So you talk about Fournier and what he brings to the Knicks. Watch this, the creativity, breaking down the defense, making guys around him better. Gibson, the recipient this time, he will shoot one as well.
So the bench is starting here in the third quarter. Duarte, McConnell, Jackson, as we mentioned, Torrey Craig, and O'Shea Brissett.
Knicks' biggest lead was 16 points. Pacers have been persistent, cutting into those big leads.
Meanwhile, 3 Knicks now in double figures with Randall, Gibson, and Fournier.
Hear those sneakers squealing by the Knicks, doing a good job on the D.
And a travel. 9 turnovers now for Indiana. Again, Knicks only 2.
Yeah, Dante have been playing well, has 8 points. That time a little overzealous.
Walker and Fournier had some time to play together last year when Fournier was traded to Boston midseason.
Randall shaking.
Taj Gibson, a scoring machine here.
Shooting with confidence from behind the arc. 1 for 1 right now. 1 for 2.
You cannot overstate, as Brissett misses, the importance of Taj Gibson to last year's success. Barrett, nice steal. Knicks have a 2-on-1. Barrett goes right at Duarte. Tough shot. He gets the roll.
That's the strength of Barrett, folks. You see, he ran out of bouncing, but able to muscle the ball over the Pacers in the paint.
Duarte was all over him. Now the rookie with a little jumper comes up short. Gibson a rebound. Taj Gibson's 36, Clyde. He's not going to play huge minutes, but he just makes winning plays at both ends.
Yeah, he's the oldest Knick. And Tibbs guy. He's been with him for many stops in his career.
In Chicago, in Minnesota, and now here in New York. TJ McConnell, nice move, couldn't finish.
Intimidated him, alley-oop.
Gibson comes down with it. Walker, nice pass for Carlisle, a timeout. Knicks all on the same page here in the opening preseason game. 7 straight points to start.
We mentioned this. We mentioned the pace and the space by these Knicks now. Dishing, swishing. Gibson running, stunning them as the Pacers talk.
I would say bucket list, check off. I can honestly say I played in the Garden at a high level, playoff basketball. Got a chance to witness it, and it was a great feeling just to be back in playoffs in your hometown, playing against some good competition. Not only that, but just playing against guys, familiar faces you've been in a lot of different ups and downs with, from Derek and Tibbs and just the whole grind of the NBA. And just to be in that position and be in New York, where I'm from, look in the stands, see my mom and dad sitting close. Like growing up, we sat way in the bleachers. So now to see mom and dad sitting really close to the court, you got to pinch yourself. You got to really take it in, because you just look at the growth of myself and where we came from.
You know, Clyde, he's so appreciative of what this game has given him.
Yep.
And all his coaches and all his teammates, as Barrett knocks down a three, are appreciative of what kind of man and what kind of teammate he is. He's just one special man. He's one of my favorite players from back when he was in Chicago. You don't have to be an all-star Hall of Famer to have a great career. He's had a great career.
Yep. Pride of Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Happy to be playing in his hometown with the Knicks.
Excellent defense there.
Suffocating Mike.
So again, you can also tell a difference, like these two teams in the first preseason game. This Knicks team, the core was back, so they knew the culture. They knew what Tom Thibodeau wanted. Meanwhile, Indiana, a whistle, foul before the shot attempt. Indiana with another brand new coach, so they're just still trying to get comfortable, and it's fairly evident. You know, Rick Carlisle's got to get used to his players. They got to get used to him.
Tibbs always does this. I mean, he plays his players, Mike. He know what these guys can do, and keeps them out on the court. See, Carlisle's going with the second unit players. Well, still primarily first unit.
Like trying to get Fournier and Walker some good quality time with the guys they'll be on the floor with. Walker for three. Boy, the Knicks 80 points. And we're 3.5 minutes into the third.
It's contagious, outrageous now. They're shooting, offensive prowess, swarming defense again, forcing turnovers. Pacers in a quagmire.
Walker blocked from behind. Duarte, nice defensive play. Isaiah Jackson barrels in, and an offensive foul. That's another winning play from Taj Gibson.
Yeah, Jackson didn't have his head up. So watch Jackson. 6'10", he's going to wait too late. So he's charged with driving under the influence. The Knicks will bring it up.
For a first preseason game, you love the cohesion at both ends.
Yeah, they're into it now. Especially the defense here in this quarter. Look like they're in a zone, just swarming to the ball.
Brissett way off. Barrett pass deflected. Still loose. Barrett comes up with it, showing his strength.
Yeah, good hands by Jackson. Gibson baseline. He has the hook shot in his repertoire.
How about Taj Gibson tonight? Knicks leading scorer with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. They've scored 15 points to start here in the third. Pacers haven't scored yet here in the third. As Gibson commits his third foul.
Let's take a look at Taj. Has been shooting a 3-ball, exuding a lot of confidence in his offense. Right here, spinning and winning along the baseline. Pacers come back, get a foul. Craig able to draw the foul, so he's shooting 2. Gibson, the oldest Knick, 36.
Craig, you signed a 2-year, $10 million deal here with the Pacers. Last year, he started the season in Milwaukee as Sims comes back in, and Craig finished it in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee and Phoenix played in the finals. No matter who won, he was going to get a ring. He'd get a ring for half year with Milwaukee. But Phoenix, of course, fell short. It was a great championship run for the Milwaukee Bucks. But I'm pretty sure if he wants, because he was part of the team early, he can still get a ring.
Yeah, they should.
Some guys say no, they don't want it. Sims 7 on the shot clock.
Looking at the hoop. You're right under the basket.
Walker launches an air ball.
Look up.
And Duarte goes crashing into the first row. Got fouled.
Goes coast to coast. Nobody looked up, especially Sims. So Sims the culprit with the foul as well.
By the way, our statistician Dave Freed just informed me that he saw that, yes, Craig is going to get a ring, even though he was on the losing team in the finals.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons Rick Carlisle, you know, he talked about wanting to improve the defense. Now, they lost Doug McDermott, who's now in San Antonio, and he was obviously a good three-point shooter, but they wanted to shore up their defense. Craig has always been a good defender since he's been in the league.
Defense and the three ball. 3 and D. Yeah, that's what they talk about today in the NBA, folks. And
Duarte, the rookie, now with 10 points.
There, all the players saying they want to be two-way players now, Mike. Barrett, that's what he's talking about now, improving his D.
Sims on the slam on a gorgeous setup from Kemba Walker.
Walker, a maestro with the ball.
Brissett.
Yeah, Randall, belated attempt to get out on him.
O'Shea Brissett, as I mentioned, a Syracuse player. Another nice feed inside to Sims, who gathers. Nice feed inside from Randall.
Think of the splendor, the grandeur of Walker. Penetrating, creating for his teammate. Sims, tomahawk stuff.
Well, you look at the Knicks point guard position this year with Walker, Rose, and Quickly. All three, you know, have a scorer's mentality. Obviously, Walker and Rose, as Randall knocks down the three. They both can distribute. Quickly really coming along nicely as a point guard distributor.
Look at this defense, folks. It has been riveting.
Duarte. And Walker the rebound.
Walker only a 6-footer, doing a good job with the bounce. Randall previously three ball.
You can hear Tom Thibodeau screaming amongst the crowd. Team up by 25.
Knicks too stagnant that possession.
It's only the third turnover, and he's not happy with that possession. He's upset, and he calls timeout. But again, this is what makes him such a good coach. Never settle, no excuses.
Holding them accountable.
Tom Thibodeau is such a hard-driving coach. It seems like he's never satisfied, as he always knows his team can get better, always. But he said last year, the proper steps were taken for this team to get back on the right track.
Yeah, I think it was important for our entire group. It's first time you're together. So it started with the commitment to play for each other, the degree of how smart we played, and how together was critical. But you start at a zero base, and you build with your individual fundamentals, and then you take that into team concepts. And the way our players worked all season long, I think we saw that improvement. And down the stretch, I thought we played our best basketball. I think we were 16-4 down the stretch.
They were 16-4 down the stretch. Remember, they didn't start. They weren't red hot to start. They were 11-15 at one point as Randall misses. Torrey Craig the rebound. And as we said, Derrick Rose's acquisition was a big part of that turnaround. Goga Patazzi is in the game. The third-year big man out of the Republic of Georgia. Brissett can't connect. Fournier had it and able to corral. Bad pass from Rose, but it still finds its way to Randall.
Rose telegraphing that bounce pass.
Nice feed to Sims.
Sims doesn't show much offense other than a dunk.
R.J. Barrett with his third three-pointer. He's got 17, all 5 starters in double figures for the Knicks, who have 90, and we still have over 4 minutes to play here in the third.
17 is what Barrett averaged last season, folks. rebounds, 3 assists. So they're looking for him to improve on those numbers. Swiss cheese D that time by Barrett and Randall.
Brissett, nice move and adjustment.
Brissett showing his culinary skills, slicing and dicing them that time.
He finished last season strong as Sims grabs the rebound. He's in the right spot a lot, isn't he?
Oh, what a splendid pass by Rose. Fournier, the benefit.
Duarte inside.
And where's the hook shot?
Kicks it back out. McConnell. TJ McConnell able to connect.
Nobody on him in the same area code that time.
Derrick Rose being very unselfish, had a layup there, trying to get his teammate involved.
Yeah, previously Rose the marvelous pass to find the Frenchman along the baseline.
Quickly comes in. Fournier, 12 points in 26 minutes. Not to the free throw line 6 times.
Fournier averaged 17 a game last season for Boston. He had a bout with COVID-19, Mike. Fournier.
Right after he got traded.
Yeah.
And he said he was like, his symptoms were bad, where he had blurred vision. Said even when he came back after he was cleared, he still didn't see quite clearly. And it really threw him for a loop.
Yeah, he only played 42 games, folks, last season. Walker only 43. So last season, of course, 72 game season. We're back to 82. 82 had been since I've known Mike. When I came in 1980, what year did I come in? 1967. They were playing the 82 games.
I was 6 years old. I had no idea what was in store for me. Of course, this is the 75th anniversary season for the NBA, Clyde.
Yeah. I've been talking to my banker about getting on that team, Mike.
Torrey Craig knocks down a 3. Keelan Martin, nice setup that time. You were on the 50 greatest. You're going to be on the 75 greatest, Clyde.
Well, I hope so. Obviously, it'll be a tremendous honor again. Actually, the 50 greatest was the highlight of my career. When you think of all the players, folks, that have played in the NBA, thousands and thousands of guys, and you're one of the 50 greatest.
Craig misses Randall the rebound. And at that ceremony in Cleveland, 49 of the 50
were there.
The only one that had passed away was Pete Maravich.
Yep.
As Randall gets fouled.
So Randall doing a good job off the bounce, igniting the crowd. So he's going to the line. We mentioned Randall led the league in minutes played, 37 minutes a game last season. And only missed 1 game, played 71 of the 72 games.
You know, we talk about all the different areas of improvement. His leadership last year with this team was off the charts.
It was.
Now, of course, he had a rough go in that first round of the playoffs. The Atlanta Hawks, they geared their entire defense to stopping him. And you know what? He was asked about that on the first day of camp, about his struggles in the playoff series. He said, I overcomplicated it. He said, I wanted to be great in that moment, but I needed to simplify. I put a lot on my shoulders. But he said it was obviously a great experience. He watched the entire playoffs again. He watched the film. So although he struggled, the Hawks did a fantastic job of taking him out of his game.
And it was so ironic, folks. He had pulverized the Hawks in the regular season.
Yep.
Averaged 37 points a game against them. And then the woeful playoff performance. Look at the Knicks. There again, deja vu.
Yeah, McConnell able to knock it down. He says something to the Knick bench as he goes down the floor. McConnell for his career, 33% from downtown. That's not his strength. Doesn't take a lot of them. Rose drives, lost it. Sims couldn't pick it up. as we approach a minute and a half remaining here in the third. Bataze rattles in and out.
This is what Randall did last year. Rebound in transition.
Bring the ball up.
Yep. And the three-ball prowess.
Again,
you mentioned, Mike, no one had ever gone from 29% behind their arc to 40% in one season like Randall.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that first year at times you would wince when he would put up a three. As Quickly's floater is up and good. Manuel Quickly with his second field goal. But that's what we said earlier. Just every aspect was better. Burks couldn't quite control the defensive rebound. Craig gets inside. Yeah, a bucket that time, Duarte.
What happened to him, Mike? He's a 24-year-old rookie. What happened?
Well, the first thing is he went to 4 years of college. First two at junior college. He was a National Player of the Year. I think, as we said, he didn't move to the United States till he was 16.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
And some teams are hesitant to draft those players that go the 4 years, but they're more certainly NBA ready in most cases.
And at 24, he's almost the oldest guy on the team.
You can see his presence, like he has terrific instincts. Rose throws it up, and that will win. Fans enjoying this game as much as Clyde is right now. 3 quarters complete here at the Garden. First preseason action, and the Knicks looking quite impressive here in their opener. 101-80, they have the lead. Welcome back to New York Knicks basketball. It's presented by Chase. Here at the Garden, everybody having a grand old time. Knicks up by 21. The new Knicks looking well. And the kids part of the between quarter
dancing
promotions.
And prancing.
I don't know if I'd call that prancing. Clive, back in your day when you're hitting the clubs, were you a dancer?
Sometime, Mike, depending on whether we had a game or not.
What?
And how many glasses of wine I'd had.
Oh, I wish they had cell phone videos of those days.
I would have been finished. There would be no clock. Holtzman would have been waiting for me.
Wait, Michael Jordan actually said that recently. He said he didn't know if he could have played in the era of social media.
No, he couldn't have, you know. Because he used to go to AC a lot, I heard.
Wow. That one particular playoff series, that was the rumor.
He got out, yeah, but...
Those were simpler times, weren't they? Meanwhile, there's some kind of liquid on the floor. Making sure player safety. Zach Zarba, speaking of New York natives, Brooklyn's own Zach Zarba, as we mentioned earlier, the crew chief tonight. Tom Thibodeau giving the stare down to somebody. There's Zach Zarba. He's become one of the premier officials in the league. You talk about time going fast. He's in his 19th season. He's now a regular staple in the NBA Finals. Great official. Loves the game.
Talking about isolation, Mike. What about the life of an official?
Well, last year was especially tough. For most of the year, the officials who normally, you know, they'll drive to the arena together in the same. They had to take 3 separate vehicles. Bataze throws it out of bounds off a miss.
Of course, they can't do hardly any fraternizing anywhere, because of the integrity of the game.
By the way, the officials have to learn to call things on certain plays different this year, as there's been some kind of officiating changes, what are called non-basketball moves, as Alec Burks comes up short. You know those plays, Clyde, where the offensive player leans in to draw the contact?
Harden mostly. James Harden.
Well, there's a lot of them. But they're going to be called either no calls or offensive fouls this year.
Yeah,
and I think it's a great change.
Yeah, we haven't seen one tonight.
Nope. You know, for example, Emmanuel Quickly, he got to the free throw line a lot last year on those types. Oh, Derrick Rose, sweet move, just couldn't finish. So when the offensive player with the ball makes an abrupt, an overt, or an abnormal move to draw contact to try and get to the free throw line, in many cases it's going to be a no call or an offensive foul.
Okay, folks, this is a different unit out there for the Knicks now. Look at the intensity on the defense. Look at these guys pounding them into submission.
Quickly comes up with a turnover, brings it up with Rose, Toppin, Burks, and Jericho Sims. Quickly drills one.
Good screen by Sims to free him up that time off the bounce.
Remember last year in the preseason, Quickly didn't play the first game. Got a DNP, coach's decision, as Kiefer Sykes nails a three-pointer. Kiefer Sykes trying to make the team, the rookie from Green Bay. He's going to be 28 years old, trying to make the NBA. Spent a lot of time overseas after college. So these games, these minutes are important to a young player like that. As Toppin draws the foul. There's foul on Brissett.
Brissett mauling him that time. Very obvious foul. Toppin will go to the line for two. Toppin played well in the first half. Blocked the shot, got out in transition. Provocative dunk shot that made a couple of jumpers.
Toppin just looks more confident when he's out there. And there's Sykes. Now Sykes, he wasn't drafted, had a terrific four-year career at Green Bay, and after college played in the G League, South Korea, Turkey, Italy, China, Spain, Greece, Australia. Still trying to make an NBA team.
It's worth it, Mike, when you see the money the guys are making now. All you need is one season. And Mike, the money never bothered me until this season.
Why all of a sudden?
The money bothered me. I was like, what? $50 million a year, $45 million a year.
But those 50 and 45 million are for players who are reserves, not necessarily starters.
Yeah, it's uncanny. And now they're talking about the new contract, and that will really catapult the salaries for.
Boy,
so timing is everything.
Tom Thibodeau hot at Jericho Sims after Dwayne Washington Jr. gets to the basket easy. 105-87 here in the fourth. Fourth quarter, opening preseason games for the Knicks and the Pacers. Knicks basketball is back. Get in on the preseason action here at the Garden. Tickets for the next home preseason game against Detroit on sale now. Visit Knicks.com to get your tickets. Cadillac Trivia, our question for tonight. Randall, 1 of 5 last season, averaged 20, 10, and 5 the other 4. Well, it's Sabonis who's here tonight. Jokic, Antetokounmpo. Who's the last one? Russell Westbrook. Well, that should have been an easy one.
And Mike, you see how the foreign players are starting to take over the NBA, getting all the kudos at the end of the season. So they're doing a good job.
How about Giannis Antetokounmpo and his performance in those finals, especially from the free throw line in the clinching game? It's just, that's an extraordinary young man.
He come to the fork in the road, Mike. He was at the fork in the road, man. He needed those free throws.
Shot clock at 3. Oh, nice fake. Alley-oop to Sims. But he was too far away. Wrestles the rebound back. But this kid is relentless as he draws the foul.
But that's what IQ is. He wants to be more of a hybrid player. Dish and swish. So doing a good job that time breaking down the defense and with the alley-oop pass. So he's focusing on making his teammates better.
He'll take it side out.
Like Mike alluded to, we saw that in the summer league where he was at the point guard position.
He does look a little stronger this year, too. I mean, this is the time of year where 93% of the players say, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
Rose.
Oh!
Bataze with the block. That looked like it was on the way down.
Yeah, exquisite timing.
Keelan Martin out. Brissett. Nice jumper.
Sets has been feasting right there on the elbow with the 3-ball.
Brissett started last season in the G League, then signed a 10-day contract late in the season and really impressed and got himself a nice NBA deal. Toppin gets inside. Second effort won't go. Rose up. Bank shot too strong. And a foul.
The Knicks too quick. Take a look at D. Rose in the paint to no avail. Right there, good rejection, igniting the paces in transition. Brissett would come up with the 3-ball. Rose undaunted, comes back, gets the rebound. Now he's at the line to shoot 2.
So Rose last year, he finished the regular season by hitting his last 20 free throws. And then in the playoffs, he hit 9 for 9. Now these don't count in any streak.
So about 86% shooter. And he was third, Mike, in the 6th Man of the Year award balloting.
Yep. Jordan Clarkson won it. Joe Ingles, his Utah teammate, was second. Knicks got him back in February for Dennis Smith and a 2nd-round pick.
Rose with the steal. Oh, he got fouled. Yeah, belated call by the official. So Rose showing his kleptomania coming up with the steal.
The best stat for Rose was the Knicks' record in the games he played, 24-11.
Yeah, he was magnificent, folks. In the paint, the 3-balls, in the locker room with the young players. So right away there was tension because people thought he would take away from IQ's playing time. But Rose right away talked to IQ and Toppin, and those guys became very confident, and they were actually learning from Rose. IQ was.
Well, Rose actually said that he was very concerned. He didn't want it to be known that he was taking away from the development of Quickly. He's embraced being a mentor and a veteran leader.
Right away gave them his number. Give me a call anytime you have any problems. That's what you like to see, the teamwork, the guys, the camaraderie, which we've fallen in love with this team.
Bataze rejects it out of bounds.
Another splendid rejection by Bataze. This time on 6'9" Toppin. Right into the bench.
He was their 1st-round pick back in 2019, again from the Republic of Georgia. Can shoot, obviously can block shots. Still learning the NBA game. Quickly way downtown. Hinton with the rebound. Nathan trying to make the team a travel. Still gets his shot off.
Bataze forgot to dribble that time. Coach tell him to think. I told you, Michael, I used to be a hothead when I was in grade school, high school. And the coach said, Frazier, don't lose your head, son. Your brains are in it.
I cannot ever picture you. You are so cool and laid back. There's no way you were ever a hothead.
That's why. After he told me that, it made sense. You know, don't lose your head. Your brain. You gotta keep the team together. Keep your head, son. So I never forgot that example, folks.
And what was his name?
Coach Coffey. George Coffey.
You think about.
I was in 8th grade. That was in 8th grade.
Wow. Well, you think about that. I mean, Tom Thibodeau and Rick Carlisle, 2 great coaches. You think about the impact that youth coaches and high school coaches have on players, not only as players but as men. It's amazing.
It's so like parents, Mike. They set the groundwork for you, the foundation. Yep.
Well, we'll take a timeout. My high school coach, brother Jim Wiegand.
I don't know why you never passed, though. What happened?
No.
Back at the Garden where the Knicks are up 108-90. One of the guys playing well tonight, Obi Toppin. Now, he's looked a lot more confident and decisive on the floor. When I spoke to him about his progression, he said, I feel like I'm more comfortable just because last year I got drafted and then boom, it was right into training camp. Everything was new. Everything was a learning experience. At the end of the season last year, he said that he and Quickly took just 3 days off before heading right back into the gym. They pushed each other, and they pushed each other hard all the way up to Summer League, and we saw it pay off for both of them there. Now, he said he's much more prepared, comfortable, ready to show off everything that he worked on over the summer, which, guys, was every part of his game.
Well, you remember, Rebecca, not only did he not have a Summer League last year, and then, as you mentioned, the shortened training camp, then first game, as ball deflected out of bounds, he injured his calf, and he missed the next 10 games. Then he's also playing behind the guy that led the NBA in minutes per game. So there was kind of a perfect storm in terms of that. But he never let it get him down in terms of his spirit and his work ethic, even though he didn't have much of a contribution early as Washington misses. And now you see a different player in terms of feeling like he belongs out there. You started to see it in the playoffs last year.
Yep, he's playing well tonight.
I think I just saw him call for the ball. We didn't see that much last year. This guy was a great college player. Shot clock winding down. Derrick Rose floats it up and in.
Yeah, vintage Rose stopping and popping in the paint that time.
Sykes, Bataze, no hesitation, but he can shoot it.
He likes to shoot straight on with the hoop. Missed a couple prior to making that one.
Toppin again showing that ball handling, the spin, the layup. Oh, that's a sweet move.
We never saw that last year, folks. You would never try to create off the bounce. He's done a nice job tonight a couple of times. One time going coast to coast.
Bataze not that time. Toppin 10 points, 4 rebounds in 12 minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to see them go back to him right now, Mike. We said you got to know the guys that are hot, quickly shaking and baking.
Last year's draft picks getting some nice deserved cheers from the Garden crowd here on opening night in the preseason.
IQ averaged 11 points a game last season. Let's take a look at Toppin. Creativity. He's 6'9", gyrating, devastating off the glass. So nice was short twice.
Meanwhile, an ovation for Miles McBride, known as Deuce McBride. The fans were chanting, "We want Deuce." McBride, the rookie from West Virginia, who was a second-round pick, who the coaching staff already loving his toughness.
Well, Tibbs loved him, Mike, but they thought he would be a first-round pick. Only second round. Played football in high school, so he brings a lot of tenacity to the game.
Well, you play defense, Tom Thibodeau's going to like you. Giroux can't get it.
So he would not have liked you, eh?
You know, you've been spreading this false narrative for decades now.
For decades. All your friends, I go, what? Michael, yeah, he was a good shooter.
I was a capable defender. A willing defender. Quickly, another turnaround. Shot won't go. Sims tries to keep it alive.
Again, the crowd has been oohing and ahhing their entire game. A marvelous crowd here tonight.
Keelan Martin, good-looking jumper there. They've got some spots on the roster open. Martin, a third-year player, wasn't drafted after a good college career at Butler.
This team, Mike, if they could get healthy, a starting lineup of LeVert and Warren, Sabonis, Brogdon.
Toppin misses.
They got a very prolific starting five.
I think they'd be a dangerous team in the Eastern Conference.
Yep, if they could get healthy.
Because if those guys come in a travel violation, so say all of a sudden you've got T.J. Warren back and you've got LeVert, as you say, then Jeremy Lamb and Justin Holiday, now they're bench players. Plus you have T.J. McConnell And some ovations. Kevin Knox is going to come in.
There's Levert sitting on the bench, former Nets.
Also coming into the game, the Knicks' first-round pick, Quentin Grimes, the rookie from Houston. Grimes and McBride both had some nice moments in the summer league. Grimes known more as a shooter, but he showed he's more than a shooter in the summer league.
The Knicks, Mike would say, a plethora of backcourt guys, Mike.
That's right. McBride, his first shot's an air ball. And Giroux running too far ahead, or the ball running too far ahead of Giroux. Toppin comes out. Nice showing for Obi Toppin as Rick Carlisle has watched some growing pains for his team.
We talked about Nash, final year of his contract. And now down on the totem pole because of Toppin. Mike alluded to Toppin now ahead of Knox.
Knox said a key for him this offseason was getting stronger. He started off last year in the rotation, but defensively struggled. And throws up a brick in his first one.
And then he had COVID, Mike. He could not play in the summer league. So that derailed him.
He needed to play in the summer league.
Yeah, I remember he had asked the team to let him play. And did not get the opportunity.
3.5 remaining in what has been an entertaining for a preseason game.
Yeah, vacillating pace throughout the game. Back and forth we were going.
Terry Taylor, nice follow there, the rookie from Austin Peay. Quickly throws it up, and Simmons throws it down. Sims, excuse me. This kid, Jericho Sims, he's got hops, not afraid of contact.
And quickly, good manipulation off the bounce.
Martin misses. Terry Taylor the rebound. Sykes. Giroux gets off to Martin. Draws the foul. Grimes bumped him.
So they say the NBA no longer a league of positioning. You see tonight everybody's playing different positions, especially this Pacer team. All the guys are around the same size. Not concerned with point guard, shooting guard.
Another good stat for the Knicks. Only 4 turnovers. Well, preseason action continues this coming week on Saturday night. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the final preseason game on the 15th. See it live. Visit Knicks.com. Get your tickets. Knicks will play in Washington Saturday, and then they play Detroit.
What is Beal? Is Beal out? He's not getting vaccinated, or is he one of the guys?
Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
You know what? I have not heard with him. I don't think he's gotten vaccinated yet. So.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Kyrie Irving still has not, but Andrew Wiggins with Golden State just did. And again, it's depending on where you play makes a difference because of the state laws in New York and in San Francisco. If you're a member of that team, for example, Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn, you have to be vaccinated to play at an indoor venue. So he wouldn't be able to play in any of their home games and the 2 road games here at the Garden. That's 43 games.
And they mentioned what it would cost him, millions and millions of dollars. So stay tuned.
So Wiggins was going to miss half his season, so he decided to get vaccinated. Giroux gets inside, layup won't go. Sims the rebound. Quickly again, pushing the pace. Stutter dribble. Knox makes his move. Deflected out of bounds. So Tom Thibodeau emptying up his bench. Trying to get everybody a little bit of time. That's the other Sims. Amir, the rookie from Clemson. Knox, nice cut, moving without the ball. Another assist for the Knicks.
Yeah, for IQ. Yeah, loving that. That time was Walker.
Terry Taylor goes to the basket.
Oh, good defense by the Knicks.
Under 2 minutes remaining. Clyde, I'd say this this opening preseason game, a lot of positives.
Yep. Knocks again to the hoop.
Using the left hand. That's a kind of aggressive move. You know, sometimes you forget. Remember his rookie year, Clyde? He had a lot of good games as a rookie. Obviously, the team wasn't winning, but I remember that game against Philadelphia here at the Garden. I think it was an afternoon game. He had 31 points against a really good Philadelphia team, and you're thinking, wow, he's starting to get it. He had 20 or more 11 times that rookie year. And again, he got a lot of playing time that rookie year, as you would expect. Played, I think he averaged about 29 minutes a game. But he just couldn't maintain that consistency. Trying to find it, still working hard, and he's still only 22 years old.
I know Mike is. It looks like he's headed the way of Ntilikina.
Frank Ntilikina now in Dallas. Frank Ntilikina was a fan favorite because he was a Knicks draft pick. Knox misses. As we approach a minute remaining. Sykes to Taylor. Taylor gets inside.
Taylor the bulldozer finesse that time.
Manuel quickly tonight, 20 minutes, 10 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Another fancy pass inside. Amir Sims gets his first bucket.
Good court vision by IQ tonight.
He's the leading assist man in this game. Again, trying to show his distributing talents. Sykes. McBride walks into a three.
Grazed the rim that time. Previously an air ball.
It's getting closer. This kid he's a competitor. Reminder after the game, Knicks post game. If you want to get a feel for what the Knicks did, if you're unable to tune in a lot. So Bill, Wally, and Allen, our guys, will talk about what's been a fun night to start the preseason. And a deserved cheer from the Knicks faithful here at the Garden as the Knicks was an impressive preseason win as far as preseason goes. Kemba Walker in his Knicks debut, 21 minutes, had 12 points, looked sharp. His backcourt mate Evan Fournier also played well. Knicks had 7 players in double figures, a whole bunch more at 8. And a very solid start.
Yeah, Mike, and a very provocative crowd here enjoying the game tonight. Knicks put on a nice show for them.
Obi Toppin with some beautiful moves. Reminder, as we mentioned, the next Knicks game is this Saturday, and it's down in D.C. Knicks take on the Wizards. That game's going to be at 7. As Julius Randle and the Knicks get a victory in their opening preseason game. Toppin with 10 points, 5 rebounds. R.J. Barrett also with 17 points. The players just glad to get out there and get that first one under their belt. Oh, back to work and practice tomorrow. Kemba Walker feeling pretty good in his Knicks debut here at Madison Square Garden. And right now he's with Rebecca.
Kemba, you're home. When you put that jersey on.
I can't hear.
Kemba, you're home. You're home. When you put that jersey on tonight for the first time here at the Garden, what was that moment like for you?
It was special, to be honest. Just to see that New York across my chest, being from here, it's like a dream come true. Dream come true.
The offense tonight was terrific. The offense was terrific tonight. What stood out to you?
Just the way we moved the basketball. We've been practicing extremely hard, so we've been dying to get out here and to play against somebody else. We just shared the basketball, made the right pass. Guys shot it when they were open. If not, drove the basketball, drew 2 defenders, made the right play. Just have fun with it.
And as you start your career here in New York, you look at all these New Yorkers, you see all these New Yorkers at home watching you. What is your message to your fellow New York fans?
What's my message to the fellow New York fans? It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a very fun year. We're going to play hard. We're going to play hard every single night. We're going to give it everything we got, and we're going to play together, most importantly.
Kemba, thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.
First one in the books. A Bronx native, now wearing the orange and the blue. Kemba Walker and the Knicks, an impressive preseason victory. Much more to come, including the postgame on MSG. Great to be back tonight here in Madison Square Garden. Another season underway, and the Knicks take the first preseason game with a 125-104 victory. Saturday on MSG, Knicks and the Wizards from Washington, D.C. Game gets underway shortly after 7. Now stay tuned for a recap of tonight's action. The Knicks postgame show. Bill Pito, Wally Zerbiak, Alan Hahn. The gang is back, and lots to talk about as we look forward to another season. As it all got underway here tonight at MSG. For Clyde and Rebecca and our fantastic MSG crew, Mike Green saying thanks for watching. Welcome back to another season. We'll see you on Saturday night. Post games next on MSG.